Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a Coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Gary Hughes, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, the name's barely, Twad Wazzle, Jason Hornsby, Christoph Fournier, Flat Earth Travolta, J Miles 24, Unimento, M Iron 26, Endless, Golden McKiernan, Retro Bill, Michael Kahn, John Case, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Max 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now I will hand across to whoever is in Discord and Google so you can enjoy their dulcet tones while I set up for today's live show. Hey Neil. Looks like it's just you and I. After me suggesting that I'll hand across to a Discord server that's completely empty.
Oh, well. Got my balls twisted early in the morning.
I'm just assessing what we can do for today's live stream. It's going to be members only, so I'm going to schedule a stream for the public. Oh, come on. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. Yeah,
We're not doing a live show?
No, I've got too much going on, and I just don't want it. I need to be able to step away from this chair, right? That's the bottom line.
All right.
So, if I'm live to the actual public, then there's always the possibility that something can go wrong, and I'm just too worried to do that, so I'm not going to do that. But what I will do is release something that I've already sat through to the public and do a members-only live stream. So that's what I intend to do. Go pick one. Members-only stream, that is, that I can put up without the... Not members only, a public stream. That's what I'm picking now.
Is it just us, then?
Hey, Eli. Is it what?
Morning. No, it's just saying, is it just us?
Just us currently, yeah.
Just us.
People probably couldn't get enough sleep over the Katy Perry thing.
You got a link to that? Because we'll cover it on the stream. I'd rather cover it than boring old ranty.
Oh, what, Katy Perry? You haven't covered it yet?
We covered it, but we didn't cover any of the actual footage.
All right, let me find a good clip.
Okay. Right, rather than babying this, I'm just going to set the, what we got, 22:53 politics. Politics shows are always good, aren't they? So I'm picking something randomly. Normally when I pick a show to go out to the public, like on a premiere, I go through it first and see what the show is about and generally what the vibe is. Does it match with the time? Does it match with what we're covering currently? Things like that. As it added a lot of views, I'm just going to pick a random politics one. So that's what they're getting. If you don't like it, become a member. That's my attitude, because there's a members stream. And I've scheduled it, so people who are members know. Are you a member, Neil?
Of course I'm a member.
So have you had the members-only live stream advertised to you?
I don't know. I haven't really checked. I've been
Have a
busy.
quick look just to see if it has actually been advertised to you. Right, this is going out as an instant premiere. Right, save. What is it, 25 minutes? No, 35 minutes early. That doesn't matter, does
You
it?
got Oprah crying, the Pope kissing babies. The second one is a joke. But this...
Katy Perry?
We just happened to be talking about it in politics this morning. You know. But I'm still looking for a good video. This video is 12 minutes long. Let me just canvas it real quick.
Let's just have a quick listen to this creaky nonsense and see if it's actually entertaining with Ranty or not.
Something else that's preferred?
I guess Ranty was my nickname for a while, so
it's how I know you. So as long as I wasn't sure if you'd be bothered because of being a flat earther previously.
Not really. I mean. Yeah. I won't want it on my new channel, that's for sure. I don't want it on my almost unbelievable channel, but
yeah.
Auditing the Absurd channel's fine.
So where have you been? 3 years, I think, was the last video I saw published on the Auditing the Absurd channel, and you just sort of disappeared.
Took a big break.
Sabbatical.
I needed it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'd been on YouTube since 2010, and I'd had a fair few different channels.
You needed a break. YouTubing's a hobby when you're doing it like Ranty was doing it.
The last one.
Could it not have something to do with the fact that he claimed he was buying a drone that never materialised and he did a whole GoFundMe campaign for it? Could it be that?
The more famous one was the Ranty Flat Earth one. And obviously when I was still doing that, Conspiracy Cats got a hold of me to do the Almost Unbelievable podcast, so I threw myself into that. And then I moved on to Auditing the Absurd when that image of Blackpool came up and I realised I was wrong. And threw myself into that. And then obviously the Amber Heard trial and everything, and that was a lot of work to do that. And ultimately, after 12 years of being on YouTube, it was just such a lot. It was my mind was never stopping, and I just needed to step away, and that's what I did.
I can imagine, because obviously I understand how draining it is just to be a creator on YouTube, just to make.
Yeah, you're a proper creator, Creaky. I'd actually credit you with that, right? Not Ranty. Yeah, if you were to say you needed a break, I'd understand.
Videos for people to watch.
Yeah, very stressful doing that job that literally half the planet wants to, in your mind.
But you were dealing with that, as well as, I'm guessing, significant backlash from people who you previously considered to be friends.
No, maybe the people asking him where the drone was that they'd funded. I don't know about friends. I mean, I never really liked Ranty, and the people who did eventually realised he was a shitbag.
So I can 100% see why you would need to take such an extended break. You literally needed to complete.
Get away from the people that weren't supporting him after they turned him. Yeah, I know. Not like you've got a mad community of support over on the Globe side now, is it?
Completely reboot your brain, didn't you?
I did. Whilst I was a flat earther, I started off where I was a painter and decorator. That was my.
That's amazing. Studio he's in there. It's really, really nice. I wonder how he got all the money to buy all that lot. It's really convincing.
Trade. And I still carried on painting and decorating all the way through that.
Hang on a second. There's a lot of echo in this man's voice. Are we sure we're in this fully treated, very professional looking studio?
And at the same time, I was also taking...
I'm so bored with this. Is anybody else bored already with bloody Ranty and his boring voice? I am.
Agreed.
You're just too boring, Ranty. I'm so sorry, mate, but you are boring the tits off me. So let's just look out.
Absolutely. I posted the two videos in Discord. Can anybody grab those?
In Discord?
It's going to take me a second. I use my phone that doesn't have Skype, so now I have to Give me a second.
Doesn't have the capabilities.
No, it just doesn't have the app. So while I'm on Discord right now, I can't send it to Master B because this phone doesn't have Skype.
Buy a new phone.
Well, my other phone has Skype. That's the thing.
Yeah, you want to go back to that good phone, not this rubbish phone that you got now.
No, this is my gaming phone. It's the better phone.
No, it isn't. It doesn't have the capabilities.
Yes, I don't have the app. I didn't say I couldn't download the app.
That's what they all say.
Oh, what? I am on my other phone. I'm going to pull it up now.
2 phones? Why, are you a drug dealer? You got 2 phones on you? Are you selling drugs?
There's no money in that. Unless you're in the pharma business like Adam.
Let's just test the waters. I want gas. No, nothing.
I think it went over my head.
I don't know if it went over Eli's head. He doesn't know whether to acknowledge it, laugh. He doesn't know what to do.
I'm sorry. I'm focused on getting the video. What you say?
I said, jokingly, but the moment has passed. Yeah, I want gas to see what your reaction would be.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that was the right reaction. Okay. 2 phones. Very suspicious. Should really go out to my my live audience, shouldn't I? Let's just do that now. Really start the Uncut and After Show recording going again. I need to share this with you guys. Let's do that so that the audience can also see it. Present something else. This. Share. Can you guys see that? You guys hear this?
Yeah.
From the Flat Out Truth Resurrection channel, and I wanted to share it with anyone who hasn't seen it because I thought it was pretty funny. This is where you can find the original video on the Blue Origin channel, and the timestamp is there as well. Anyways, we're going to skip ahead to after the capsule supposedly parachuted to the ground with his celebrity still inside.
Was that the footage of the rocket going up then? Just me? Or is it another, it's real because it looks so fake kind of thing?
Absolutely.
Look at this.
We're going to skip ahead to after.
That just not look like it looks like it's come out of a machine. It doesn't look like it was filmed.
Looks like Crash Bandicoot or something.
Yeah. It looks like a game. It looks like it's rendered.
Did you want to start with this one over the Oprah one, or
We can come back to the Oprah one. We'll do both. I mean, I'm just intrigued because the guy yesterday, I can't remember who it was to credit him, saying the whole point of this being put out in the way that it's put out is so that we will talk about the subliminal messages. I mean, last time, I remember covering this last time, right? There's a feather in the shape of a penis, right? Subliminally embedded in this Bezos logo. It's just a dick. That's what that is. You don't have to like it. It's a penis in the shape of a feather. Okay? So that's what we're going to be looking at and focusing. No. Where's it going? It's going up to the sky, right? What's the sky for them? 10 to the minus 17 torr sky vacuum in violation of natural law. And we've already covered yesterday that the only actual measurement that they'll present is from sea level. So we've got a flat earth measurement and then a load of fakery and nonsense strapped onto it or presented around it so that we'll talk about that instead.
After the capsule supposedly parachuted to the ground with his celebrity still inside, the big mistake was that the women inside prematurely opened the capsule and the Blue Origin handler rushed over to...
Capsule? Is that the cap? I thought it was a tent. I thought that was like their dressing room. That's the capsule. It's like the head of the penis, is it? I see.
To the door to tell them to close it. Let's watch.
Oh my God! I saw the stars. I saw the curvature of the Earth. You know what's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart.
Oh, so the reporter's saying, I speculatively suggest that the first thing she'll say is that she's seen the curve of the Earth. curve of the Earth was debunked in 2020 with the black swan. If the Earth was a sphere, then you had an Earth curve, then the measured distance could be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as laid down in Earth curve maths. Distance to horizon in the black swan, beyond the geometric limitations of your Earth sphere, claimed to be the horizon. So we've debunked Earth curve being the horizon to see it bending in altitude. Meanwhile, the horizon for establishing parallel and horizontal is absolutely fundamentally required for anything functional to do with Earth.
Is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
Then about 2 minutes, 45 seconds later, Jeff Bezos goes up to the capsule with a special tool to unlock the capsule. Let's watch again.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, who cares? I remember them taking the mickey out of this on Family Guy or Cleveland Show, I can't remember which, and the Kubrick piss-take characters come to town to film a capsule arriving from space, and he tells everyone to shut their eyes, and he goes, splash! And then he says, the capsule's arrived. He sort of rolls back a curtain or something. All in cartoon form. Just like this. Exactly the same.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
You didn't really close it again. Well, I've just broken a nose.
As I have said before, if they faked one part of it, then we can rightfully assume they faked all of it.
Well, it's not that. We know that the area that they're travelling to, Ben, no offence to Taboo Conspiracy, is a fake area. So forget about this. This is really happening. Look, they're really getting out of this tent. So what? Whether or not they faked getting in and out of a tent, it's kind of neither here nor there. This tent, which is what it is, did not go to a second law of thermodynamics violating sky vacuum. Did it? And where they did go, if they went anywhere at all, was measured off a flat plane for its elevation. So we've got a claim to go to altitude and measure a flat Earth to say how high you are, and then whether or not they got in and out of a tent, I couldn't give a crap. So, like, seriously.
Thanks for watching.
My pleasure. Right, I mean, I'll put this into the live stream chat, although it is only members that are going to be seeing it. It might be the case that when this goes out, if this goes out to the public, I mean, it'll definitely go out as an Uncut and After show in a month or so to the second channel. But should this go out, hopefully someone will spam the Taboo Conspiracy link. Let's post that into my live stream chat. There you go, members. There you go, Calric, as you're the only one in there. Or so it seems. There's the link to Ben's video, so that's Taboo Conspiracy. Right, what's the other one? Let's have a look. Watch Oprah.
New Cadbury mini ice creams.
Yum,
They'll
yum,
be
yum.
huge in your house.
Huge?
Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
And here they come.
Here we go.
Loading in.
Last orders, ladies and gentlemen. Last orders. Awesome.
To the capsule.
And the significance here of the bell, and I should note before I have you explain that, each crew names themselves. They have named themselves.
It's because they just got lucky. Or they just got a sale. They just made a sale. That's what it is.
These 6 taking up space as each one is ringing a bell. And the significance of that is what, Ariane?
Man, the nasty transients that I can see coming through my line. It's a good job I got a compressor on my output stage, isn't it? Your precious ears are safe, audience. That's pretty nasty, right? That bell. Eesh.
This is one of our traditions. All astronauts throughout history in various programs have had their traditions. For us, we always want our astronauts to ring the bell. Above there, you see, light this candle. Those were the last words that Alan Shepard said right before he went to space. Alan Shepard, of course, the namesake of our vehicle. He was the first American.
Why? Why are they ringing a freaking bell? One of our traditions, because when we pretend to go into a sky vacuum, we like to ring a freaking bell. Any particular reason why you like to ring a freaking bell? You're just not going to tell us. It's one of our traditions because...
into suborbital space. And we
There is no orbits. Orbits is a mathematical derivation of flat Earth measurements. The reification of this idea of moving around the sun in an orbital motion isn't something you can physically reify. Mentally, you can pretend that you're standing on the surfaces of balls moving around the sun, etc., in a heliocentric worldview. In reality, the mathematics would necessitate you standing inside those balls, because the descriptions mathematically come from flat Earth angle measurements of the stars and are described from within these balls that move around each other. There is no heliocentric orbital motion as just described by this commentator.
we just like to let the stars know that we've got some people.
You like to let the stars know, do you? What the hell is that? Huh? Oh, I've got to show this on screen. This is the kind of thing, this is why I didn't want to be live to an audience. Hold on, let me just go on camera. This is what my wife's just handed me. I have no idea what this is, hun. Do you know what it is? I have not. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, this is a stand. Right, I should really go on mute because I'm going to make an absolute ton of noise. Who's here to keep the conversation going? I do actually have a live audience of members while I'm making this horrendous noise. Hello? Anybody?
Right. So I think that I mean, you did say who cares when we were watching the Taboo Conspiracy video. It's just, I mean, it's hilarious that, you know, the capsule would open before Jeff Bezos walks up there to actually open it with that tool. And it's like, what are you guys doing? You know? It's weird.
It's like truth drops, daring us to believe.
You know, if it's not a piece of ice, it's a lemming or some sort of rodent or some sort of, you know, it's always, you know, sex in the clouds. It's always something weird. In this case, they want us to believe that these celebrities went to a seventh law of thermodynamics violation, the vacuum of space, they call it. And
it's a distraction.
It's not a second law violation. That's a misunderstanding.
You think gas doesn't fill areas of volume? So it's definitely a violation of the second law of thermodynamics then, because gas fills space. That protracted silence that we got from the person that was suggesting it wasn't a violation of the second law of thermodynamics to have an area of volume above our head without the gas that we're breathing filling it? Yeah, that protracted silence would mean that we do have a violation of the natural law known as the second law of thermodynamics in the form of a sky vacuum above our head in your religion. It isn't. They haven't been to that area that gas isn't filling. Gas would be filling it.
Maybe it's not a second law violation because it's not meant to have went beyond the Kármán line. Like how high is this meant to go in the parabolic flight?
It's not a second law violation because the second law doesn't apply to either systems that are constantly receiving energy, like we are from the sun, and the gas law plus the universal law of gravitation correctly predicts the pressure gradient we see here on Earth.
So they're saying the second law doesn't apply to the Earth. It's a law of nature.
What law of gravity? Gravity is not no law.
Don't take that bait.
Gravity is just a word.
Don't take that bait. So are you saying the second law, a description of that which occurs always, it's a law of nature, doesn't apply to the Earth in space? It's a law of nature. It applies. Second law would describe entropic dispersion of gases into volumes. Definitely applies to Earth. It's a law of nature.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be allowed to use something.
It wasn't addressed to you.
Something that's not
Okay then, so we just dealt with both of those rebuttals there. Omni. So it's a law of nature. It'll apply to the world that we inhabit. So gas fills space still, so the second law applies to the Earth. And if the sky was a vacuum, the gas would fill the space. Space is fake. It's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics. Nothing this man has said has overcome that. Saying it doesn't apply, what, the law of nature? Yeah, it does.
It doesn't. So
it's a law of nature.
Or rather, it applies,
yes, it
but
does.
just
It's a law
not
of
the way
nature.
that you think it does.
It's a law of nature.
So this, the Earth is not a system that receives no energy from the outside.
Don't care.
Which means that
don't care what you
entropy
describe
is
in the
not-
next 10 seconds. This is a law of nature. It applies to the world that we inhabit. It's a law of nature. Are we inhabiting gas in nature? Yes, we are. This law applies to it because it's a law of nature. You telling me that the system doesn't do this, that, and the other, I couldn't give a crap what you tell me. This applies to nature. Gas pressure in nature disperses into volumes, ergo, the space above our head is not a volume for space, for the gas to disperse into. It's not an available volume or the gas to disperse into it. It's a law of nature. Anyway, I've got a nice stand. I'm going to put a mic on it. It's going to look ace. I've got a mic today, which I might stick straight on the top of it. It's broken, though. So this is a Beta 56, but an original classic, not the new one with a A, I think, on the
Des, why do you keep giving them gravity?
I don't give them gravity. They want to debate gravity, so they're not having to debate about the law of nature that's violated, that they want to say isn't applicable. What, this law of nature's not applicable, dum-dums? Yeah, it is. But if we argue about gravity, no one will notice that we're brushing past the fact that this law of nature, according to them, doesn't need to be applied. When it is absolutely applicable, it's a law of nature. Nothing that Omni said has overcome that, but we could have taken the bait about gravity, couldn't we? We didn't. I didn't.
God. I'm not saying take the freaking bait, Nathan. You deal with it like you dealt with it, and then you deal with the gravity, too. There is no law of gravity. Bring that shit.
Oh, my XLR doesn't fit in on this stand. Oh, heartbreaking. I'll have to use a different stand. Let's find a different one. But then again, I just wanted to check the stand looked all right, because this is going to be saving me from putting a load of Lego bricks on top of the table when I do actually want to use, proper stand. So there is method in my madness, and this will... Lovely. That was what came in the post when my wife handed me a box. Right, I'm done. I can come off camera now. Yeah, so I got a mic. I got a whole bunch of mics that were brilliant, that were supposed to be broken, and they all arrived working. And then the next batch, pretty much all arrived broken. Like a string of every one I open going, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work. So hopefully Craig will be sympathetic and help me mend some of them. He's already in the process of mending one, a Beatles mic.
You know why, right?
By what?
The law of averages, Nathan. The law of averages.
Yeah, if you're buying enough second-hand crap, eventually some of it's going to be bust. I know. Just one of them, innit? Hopefully I can get it mended. I've already looked out the parts, and the parts for this particular mic that I just had on camera was only about 15 quid for a capsule. So even if the capsule's completely dead... Because I suspect someone's bought it from the pawnbroker, had buyer's remorse, and then snipped one of the wires, gone back in and gone, it's broken, I don't know why. In which case... I might be able to get Craig on it with a continuity tester, and he'll just go, oh, yeah, actually, it's just this wire's been snipped. And now it works. But if he doesn't, and I can't figure out what it is, I'll just have to buy a new capsule. They're fairly basic Shure mics, like the ones from the 50s, the SM57s and 58s. That's what this is based on. Anyway, the capsules are nice and readily available for about 15 quid for one or 18 quid for two. So I'll just buy one of them. Meanwhile, Earth is measured flat, and space is fake. Can't go to a place that gas isn't filling and just say that law doesn't apply. I mean, that would be the kind of thing that I would expect some shill that's probably being paid to promote a globe Earth to my audience to say, like second law of thermodynamics doesn't apply to the Earth is the line that Rumpus literally used. That was a quote. Now we've got a man telling me that he's going to justify how a law of nature doesn't apply. Are you a shill? Are you paid to be here, Omnivore? Because that's utter horseshit that you just tried to pass off on my audience like it was acceptable. Why are you telling my audience that it's acceptable to understand that laws of nature don't apply? They do. They're laws of nature. I didn't get a response. I got some stony silences and then an attempted obfuscation with gravity that one of my panel latched onto. Meanwhile, laws of nature do just describe what occurs always. That's why they're called laws. They're just descriptions of that which occurs always. It's not actually fundamentally dictating anything. It's just describing what occurs always, like dispersion of gases into volumes, always occurring. Unless you're a religious zealot or paid shill, and then you'll come and tell my audience that that doesn't apply because blah, 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 nature doesn't apply anymore. Piss off, shill. Twat.
I didn't latch on to that. Stop misrepresenting me.
Yeah, but Omni's a twat.
I agree 100% what you said.
He's a twat, isn't he? He's just a twat. Let's be honest. Twat that wants to tell
Yeah,
you laws of
he
nature
is.
don't apply.
I also mentioned.
Yeah, he is, but you still got to deal with stuff when they bring it up.
We've still got to deal with twats.
we
Twats
can't-
that say laws of nature don't apply. Yeah, I know. We have to deal with the twats of this world.
I mentioned that maybe it didn't apply because I was under the impression that Blue Origin didn't or isn't meant to have went beyond the Kármán line, which I've just looked into it, and it's stating that Blue Origin's meant to go beyond 60 miles, and the Kármán line is meant to be at 62. Like, we all know the technology is just meant to be a parabolic flight. But
That's not why it doesn't apply. So the second law of thermodynamics doesn't apply to the Kármán.
always
Yeah, it does.
applies.
Yeah, it does
Before-
apply. Shill, scumbag, liar, disingenuous wanker, dickhead. It's a law of nature. You start your sentence with it doesn't apply because you've got a sky vacuum. That's why. It does apply. It's a law of nature. It describes that which occurs always, without exception. So you starting a sentence with this law of nature doesn't apply. Get lost. Disingenuous, lying scumbags that want to believe in a ball. Or you're paid. Are you paid to be here?
Of course he is.
The Kármán.
Nobody answer. He started his answer with the Kármán line just as Neil couldn't keep his bloody mouth shut. The Kármán line is not an answer to my question. I asked if you were paid, and there was a long, protracted silence.
Yeah,
Are you paid to be
I'm
here?
not especially, talking to you is a bit of a waste of time.
Stuttery, are you paid to be here? Third
Which
time
is-
I've asked.
Do you know what the
Third time, Stuttery, are you
Which
paid
is-
to be here? Third time I've asked. Fourth time.
Well, what the other person said was actually interesting.
Fifth time.
So-
Are you paid to be here? Fifth time.
Yeah, I get a portion of your super chats.
No, that's a lie. So you're a liar.
Okay. So anyway,
So laws
the
of
Kármán line
nature
is just
apply.
an-
So laws describe.
arbitrary.
Laws apply. You started by saying it doesn't. No.
So
I'll shut you
yes, it
down.
doesn't apply
I'll
the
shut
way
you
you
down,
think it does.
disingenuous scumbag.
Yes.
Disingenuous.
Yes, you'll yell at me.
You
I
either shut
got
your
it.
mouth
I
or I'll
got it.
shut it for you.
You're very triggered.
I'll shut your. You shut it or I'll shut it for you. It's an order, boy.
Do what you gotta.
Okay.
I'll explain to you why.
There you go. I'll do it for you. Disingenuous, belligerent coward. No, when you start a sentence with laws of nature don't apply, I will shut you down as you attempt to obfuscate your lying, disingenuous scumbag nature. You're a disingenuous scumbag coward. Now, you're not addressing me. You said you got paid with my super chats. No, you don't. You still haven't answered that question. Are you paid to be here? Sixth time. Laws of nature apply regardless of the other shit that you want to move on to. I'm not asking that anymore.
I get $3 every time you mute me.
That's a lie. So that's the second time you've lied in answer to the question that you've been asked now 7 times. Are you paid to be here? 7 times.
I get $3 every time you mute me.
It's the same lie you said last time, so I'm going to ask an 8th time.
No,
Are you paid to be here? You don't need to answer in the middle of the 8th rendition of the question you haven't answered 8 times. Wait till I've answered. Yeah?
I am only paid in the applause that I get from your wider audience. So
No, you don't get any financial money from applause. That's nonsensical and doesn't answer the question, so I'll ask it again for a 9th time. Are you paid to be here? Why would I have to answer?
yes.
Why aren't I getting... Deception detective, if you're watching this as this man now talks through me, why am I not getting a straight out no?
I've given you the...
Stuttery much? I haven't got a straight up no. I've asked the man 9 times if he's paid to be here. He's lied 4 times about what he isn't paid with.
You're not listening. No, I am not.
No, I am listening to you, Omni. I'm listening to you not give me a straight out no in response to my question 9 times.
I've answered you, Nathan.
No, you haven't. You've lied and said you got paid with applause and paid with my super chats. Those are lies, but it seems you'd rather lie than just say no. 10 times. Are you paid to be here? 10 times.
So, the carbon line is just an arbitrary...
I didn't ask about the carbon line. Wouldn't you say this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen? I ask him if he's been paid to be here. He lies on multiple occasions and changes the subject upon the 10th rendition of me asking him. He doesn't want to just say no, does he? Isn't that interesting? Meanwhile, laws of nature always apply. Gas will always fill space. The sky is not a vacuum. I've dealt with it. You want to subvert the question that you've been asked 9 times about being paid to be here with an answer that's already been dealt with about space.
It's
Maybe if you talk through... I get paid $3 every time Omnivore mutes me by talking through me. Am I getting paid $3 for you interrupting me? No, I'll just put him back on server mute. Do what you got to do, you say, scumbag, coward. Yeah, I'll put you on mute because you seem to be using your mute button on me, Omnivore. So I've had to take charge because you felt like I earned $3 when you talked through me. No, I'm not lying. I'll just take that back. I don't actually earn $3 when Omnivore decides he's going to mute me. When I point out that he hasn't answered my question with a straight up no. Like those children that go missing and their parents are asked straight up if they've done anything to cause their kid to go missing and they don't say no. Straight up no. They don't give that answer. People get very suspicious, Omnivore. So I'm going to ask an 11th time. Are you paid to be here? Did you only want to talk while I was talking there, Omnivore? I had to take charge of you while you used your mute button on me. Maybe appeal to how offended you were that I had to shut you down while you used your mute button on me. Or maybe I should ask for a 12th time. I think I'll do that. Are you paid to be here, Omnivore? You seem to have chosen to not say no on 12 times and lie on 4 in response to that question.
Let me know when you're ready to learn about the second law of thermal, and I'll fill you in.
Second law of thermal, I'll sentence fragment. Second law of I'll. What's that? What's the second law of I'll, Omnivore? I'll just look it up. Second law of all. I don't seem to find any citation to the second law of all sentence fragment, fuckwit. Yo, are you paid to be here? I've asked you 13 times. Gas fills space. It's a law of nature. We don't need to discuss that. There is no sky vacuum. I just want to know if you're paid to be here to lie about the law of nature not applying. That's led me to ask if you're paid to be here 14 times. I've got a lot of lies and obfuscation and attempts to go back onto a law of nature that does apply. It's a law of nature. I mean, the disingenuous scumbaggery is the reason I'm asking if you're paid to be here. Don't seem to be getting a straight up no. Told I'm paid in applause, paid by my super chats. No. Those obfuscation tactics aren't a no, are they? So you're paid to be here then, Omnivore? To lie about laws of nature. Right? You asked if I was ready. I'm ready for a response to the 15th rendition of my question about you being paid to be here.
Well, if any of your people want to actually learn what the second law is or how it's formulated, it's not, it's actually an equation, Nathan. It's an equation with mathematic terms and calculus and things like that I seriously doubt you understand.
Oh, that's an ad hominem attack. So it's describing things. Yeah, maths describes things. In this case, a law of nature is a mathematical description of that which occurs always. That's why they call it a law of nature. Meanwhile, you said it doesn't apply. It does. That's why it gets the term law applied to it, because it's always occurring and the maths describes that which always occurs. So when you say it doesn't apply to nature, maybe you could use your mute button. It seems like you're open there flashing. My audience can see that they're flashing. I'm pretty sure they're quite intrigued to why you wouldn't answer the question about being paid to be here 15 times. Why you'd lie about it 4 and go stony silent on about 7 or 8 occasions. Why would that be the case, that you don't answer with a resounding no, I'm not paid to be here? Why is that?
I told you no. You just keep talking through me. I mean, if you want to keep chanting, that's Fine by me. That's what you do.
So you're not paid to be here?
No, I'm not paid
He
to be
never
here.
said no. Are
you paid to be here, yes or no?
No, I am not paid to be here for the ninth time, Nathan. I realize, maybe do I need to spell it for you? N-O. No.
Oh, right. Okay. So which should I accept? The 4 times you lied about being paid with super chats and applause, or this time when you say no? Which one should I accept?
Whichever one.
Whichever stuttery answer I'd like to accept.
Whichever one you want. I mean,
I'll just accept the one where you say you got paid in applause or with my super chats, those lies. Should I accept those lies over the lie where you say you're not being paid?
But
if you shout really loud, maybe you can make your way through this mic while I point out that it took 13, 14, 15 attempts for you to straight up say no after lying about it 4 times. And when I'm out asking you about which one I should accept, the former 4 lies about how you were paid with super chats that I earned, or now you saying no after 14 times of asking? Which should I accept? Gas still fills space. I mean, sky vacuum's bollocks. Doesn't matter what you say. I'm just intrigued to know why someone would come and lie about laws of nature not applying. If you're not paid, then you're only here, because of your mental gymnastics that you're trying to engage in while you tell an audience that laws of nature don't apply? I mean, that seems silly to do that for free. What an idiot. You do that for free.
Did he give us a rumpus quote? The second law of thermodynamics, does it apply to the Earth? Is that what he did?
Yeah. Then I asked him if he was paid to be here. It took 15 times for him to say no, and he lied 4 before getting there, and then told me that I should just accept the no, in spite of the other 4 times he lied about being paid by other means, including my super chats and by applause.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, laws of nature apply. That's what they're there for, to describe things that apply always. In terms of their occurrence, gas fills space, it's entropic dispersion. It occurs always. It's described in that law. Can you show us gas?
You know what an irreversible cycle is, Nathan?
Can you show us gas not filling space?
Do you know what an irreversible cycle is?
Can you show us gas not filling space? Can you show us gas not filling space?
Sure. Okay. So, in the case of a tokamak reactor, right, they have an empty space inside the chamber, and they contain ionized gas in a magnetic field.
So we definitely need a container.
Not fill the gas. The gas.
So we definitely need a container
inside the chamber.
So we need a container for this to function then. So when I ask in the housekeeping questions, can we have demonstrations of gas pressure without a container? This absolutely, without question, will require a container.
Hold
on to that container that you'll absolutely require. So yeah, we'll be needing containment for this so that the gas can form pressure. It'll have a container around it in Omni's example. So we'll need a container then. So that's the equivalent of the container that must be around Earth by equivalence then, is it, Omnivore? Like the container around Earth, right? Is this a stony silence, boy? You're being asked by your drill sergeant, son. Is it like the container round Earth, Omnivore, you shill? The container you just detailed, boy. Hello, boy! It's your drill sergeant talking to you, boy. Is it like the container round Earth, boy? Is that the container that you're exempling in your example? The one like the container round Earth to make it equivalent? You don't seem to be answering me there, boy. Coward! Have you not got a response, boy? Yeah, I'll just summarise then. Maybe Omnivore will use his mute button. Gas fills space and we must be under containment to have gas pressure. Like the containment in Omnivore's example he just tried to rumpus me with. Right, boy? Just like the containment we must have around Earth to form pressure. That container in your example, right, Omnivore? How many times do I need to rattle this one off there, Shill? 20 times? Are you deaf, boy? Can you hear your drill sergeant, Mr. Oakley, talking to you? It's Sergeant Oakley. Is it like the container around Earth, Omni? Are you deaf, boy? Coward. Is this how you represent your platoon, coward? Is this how you represent them? You told me you were brave. You don't seem to have much to say when I talk about your example you just made, Omnivore. You seem to have descended into that stony silence. Yet maybe when you pipe up a bit of courage, I'll teach you about that second law of thermodynamics that you said I didn't understand. It seems like I'm whipping you around by your short hairs, boy. You don't have much to say about that container in your example there, boy. Is it like the container around Earth, boy? Are you hearing me there, coward? What was your real drill sergeant's name? What was your platoon's number and name, so I can let the rest of them know what an abject coward you've become, omnivore? You gave me an example with a container in it, and I'm exempling you being a coward with that containment in your example 30 seconds ago. And what have I got? Stony silence? Do you want to lie? Oh, he's gone on server deafen. What an abject coward. Yeah, you want to remove yourself from the conversation? No problem. Let's just move him to Bible study. Bye-bye, coward. Not much you can do when your example's got a container in it. Except run, which is precisely what he did. So yeah, I'll have to go back to Craig and ask him, cap in hand, will he look at this second mic after having one open already on the table, the Beatles mic? I'm going to be like, can you have a look at this Beta 56 for me? Hopefully he'll be sympathetic. We will see.
Why was that whole thing a mic test?
No, not at all. I got a mic in the post that I was all excited about because I got it dirt cheap. And the reason was because it didn't work. And I'm like, surely not. It's a sure. How can it not work? And then I got it and it didn't work. So stranger things have happened. But no, this is not a mic test. But I do have lots of things arriving in the post, and there's other boxes that my wife's just put in front of me, which I can now open. Omnivore's put himself on server deafen, and then come back after I've kicked him to a different room. It's like, what do you think? What, in the middle of me berating you and chastising you, you can just come in and just restart the conversation after you've lost badly and won't acknowledge it? Piss off, you abject coward. Get in the Bible study room and stay in there. You're going to come back in and join in after I've absolutely ripped you a new asshole, and the best you can do is put yourself on server deafen. Your reaction is to stick your finger in the ears and you think it's going to come back on this show. No, absolutely not. Come back on the next show, you abject coward. When I start pointing out that he's got a container in his example, what, the one like the one around Earth, and his reaction is to put his fucking fingers in his ears. You think he's going to join back in? No, I don't think so. Nah, you can stay in there and lick your wounds, dickhead. He's a shill. He's paid to be here. There is no way in God's green earth you could just not ignore a question about being paid 15 times before getting to the answer, no. Soon as somebody said to me, if I was on someone's show, if I was on Craig Fight the Flat Earth show and he wasn't paying me, and someone said, are you paid to be here? I'd be like, no. Instantly. I wouldn't need asking 15 times. I wouldn't need to lie about taking Craig's super chats, would I? These people are here, paid to be here.
Unless he's the type that enjoys that type of thing, you know.
Bullshit.
There are people like that.
Nah, bullshit. The shills. Yeah, if we've got shills in the midst of Jaren out there for 10 years, just so they can turn around and say, oh, no, actually, it's a globe and we're going to space. You're like, holy hell. If there wasn't ever a sign that there's definitely shills amongst us, that would be it. At that point, you're like, of course there is. You're just going to leave this to chance. No, they're going to put people amongst us to throw the people who do listen to us off the scent. Twats who are going to tell you that laws of nature don't apply. Twats like Rumpus. Yeah? Second law doesn't apply to the earth? Yeah, it does. But these people come here and after 15 times of asking if you're being paid, can't just give a straight no. Get lost. These people are paid shills, as far as I am concerned. It's open season, thanks to Jaren.
Then he lied. Then he lied and said he said no. He never said no.
Yeah, he did lie. Lied about what he was getting paid with. You don't need to work in sarcasm if the answer's no. Difficult to lie. People don't want to lie. It's mentally energy laden to lie. Takes effort. So people will avoid it. Even when it's not that consequential. You could have just said no. Wouldn't have mattered. didn't want to expel the mental energy. So instead, he dodged it 15 times. Yeah, you can't tell me there's not shills amongst us. People prop up this bullshit. We've got it on screen. We've had it on screen the whole time, haven't we? This is all just a charade to promote the idea of a sky vacuum that doesn't have the law of nature applied to it according to these shills that come along and tell us that laws of nature don't apply. Nobody in their right mind goes out of their way to tell an audience that laws of nature don't apply. But that's what this man has done. Yeah?
Heading their way.
Absolutely. Standing by with two women who need no introduction. And Chris, I have to start with you. What is it like to be here and what brought you all?
Need no introduction? What do you mean need no introduction? Who the hell are they? I don't... Why do people do that? Two people who need no introduction. I have no idea who these two women are. I have no idea who you are. Who are you?
All the way out here to this launch?
Well, Lauren and Jeff, we're here to support our girlfriend and our friends, and I never thought that we'd be talking to you from a space launch, for sure. So this is a really unique experience, and we're just so honored to be...
Who the hell are they? Why are they on the platform of a space launch? Who are these two people?
Here to support them and watch this amazing part of history, and I'm so proud of her. And I just feel like
all of the female astronauts that are going to go up today. It's such a big day in history, and it's so
yeah, go up with respect to a flat plane, my dear.
Empowering. Especially my daughter is 7, and just to see something like this, and I mean, somebody said their grandfather was here that's 92. Then they didn't even have transportation back then the way that we do now, and now they're going to space.
It's pretty amazing. That's Aisha's grandfather. 92 came all the way here.
That's where the story. I was like, I heard this story, and you know,
is this really happening? Are these two hags yakking about some old dude on the top of this launch platform? Is this really happening? Am I tripping right now? Who are these people? Anybody can tell me from the chat who these stupid idiots are?
No, he had no airplanes, nothing back in his day. Now he's seeing his granddaughter go into space. That's a beautiful thing.
It's really incredible.
And how does it feel also to be able to share this with multi-generations within your family?
Can you just feel the emotion, Nathan? I mean, come on, man.
I've got two women yakking about some old man being proud of his granddaughter going to space. Who are they?
Somebody.
Who's this old man? Who's the granddaughter? What is this relevant to... Go on.
They already told you, Nathan. They need no introduction. So it doesn't matter who they are. Just listen to the emotion in the story that you're being told so you can feel it in your heart.
You're not going to tell me I'm missing some subcontext here, some plot that I ain't getting. No, I'm not having that. No, this is just a couple of women yakking, isn't it?
It's really something. It's just Kim keeps writing us because she was supposed to be here with us.
It's the freaking Kardashians! It's just tricked when she said Kim. Now I know who they are. This is the freaking Kardashians. They're sending the Kardashians to space. Is that what's happening here? You couldn't make it up. This is great. Did anybody else know that that's who they sent up? Oh my God.
And she is studying for law school, so she had a big test that she had to take. Again, something I'm very proud of, but she just keeps calling.
We're all proud. We're all super, super proud. Law school, you say?
I have such FOMO. Tell me every minute of it. So it's very inspirational and just super proud of the girls, every one of them. And it's a very brave thing to do. And
very brave, very brave.
I think it also just says something like Chloe said to my 13 grandchildren. Yeah.
And what can you say to that too, for your
So the fact that they're calling them astronauts
chocolate
now?
Then does. One more time, chocolate.
Say that again.
Chocolate, then Daz. One more time, please, Chocolate.
Oh, I'm sorry. The fact that they're calling them astronauts is kind of funny, since they're just supposedly going on a ride somewhere. So I don't know. Does that make me, when I take a flight across the country, does that make me an airline pilot?
Yes. That makes you an airline.
Yes?
That makes you
Okay.
freaking Captain Scarlet.
Fantastic. All right, great. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I was just noticing the name. It's written on the capsule there. The RSS Carmen line.
No way.
What's wrong with that?
Did I really say that?
You have to break that down. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's just a Carmen line. So what?
Oh, no
That's
relevance.
cute.
It's just that they put that name on there, right? Just no one had mentioned it before. I just twigged to me. That's what they were calling it. That's all.
Okay, but what's the significance of them calling that? Why would that be noteworthy? I don't follow.
That's where it's going to, apparently.
Supposedly they're going to space, right? Which they would have to pass the Carmen line.
No.
Right.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I heard that mentioned earlier. Are we under the apprehension that space starts at the Carmen line? Is that what we are going with?
Not
like
us, but that's their narrative.
Space starts at sea level.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that, but their story, the globe, they can't understand that that it starts here on the ground, right? They have this magical line, that, supposedly where things start floating again. Magic floaty land, remember?
That where the gas.
That's where space starts.
Does the gas collide with the Carmen line? This arbitrary description of something that isn't real.
No, the gas decides to not be gas and just stays here. Doesn't fill space.
Right, it burns its bra at the Carmen line. Yeah.
I just think it's really whatever you dream of is in our reach, especially in today's day and age. And dream big, wish for the stars, and one day you could maybe be amongst them.
That's so beautiful. And just before I send it back, any last messages to the astronauts before they take off?
I think just great luck. Be present. I mean,
What do they need luck for? I mean, they are quite literally doing nothing.
What do they need to be present for?
Being there. Basically, just existing is enough.
I'm so excited. I love the messaging that we keep receiving from the staff here at Blue Origin is don't film it through your phones, look through your eyes, be as present as possible. They will supply all the content that we need and to give to our families. But
that's the kind of thing that they want us to latch onto that we were discussing at the beginning of the show, right? Yeah? She said that they weren't allowed to film it with their phones, that they would control all the footage. Yeah, space is fake, though. They're not going to a sky vacuum. Yeah, there isn't an area above our heads where you can enter that's 10 to the minus 17 tour. But that's what they're professing to send their kin to, right?
I love just being in the moment.
Yeah, same.
And that's how we think about space flight. Oh my gosh, look at that cute little kid.
Who
She
is
is ready to
this?
go to space too.
Aww.
I absolutely adore that. But we need to be here precisely for kids.
Oh my God, this is
so adorable.
excruciatingly
All the indoctrination and brainwashing. It's adorable, isn't it?
nauseating.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to the women out there, but just no.
Kids like that, you cannot, I'm a firm believer that you cannot be it if you can't see it.
I don't need to introduce the incredible woman next to me who is a ray of sunshine. Oprah,
Does this presenter just not know people's names? I mean, I do in this instance know she's talking to for a change. But what's your job? If you don't introduce them, not I'm here with Oprah Winfrey, but this person needs no introduction. So what, in 20 years' time when we replay this, we won't need to know the introduction? Why not? That's your job. Do your job. Introduce the people you're on screen with. You've got one job.
You are wearing yellow because Gail's call sign is
sunshine. Yes, right. And all of us, the whole family is wearing yellow.
This woman is literally a host of The View. Is she not? They have
not of The View, no.
It's the equivalent of The View, though, isn't it, right? That's what she does. I don't know what the show's called, but she does that type of show, like Loose Women or something like that. What's it called, the show that she does?
You got me.
Well, it's because you're not a woman. You're not watching daytime women's TV with Oprah Winfrey on it. My point is, they're turning this into a daytime woman's... While I'm moaning about the Kardashians talking drivel, right, that's daytime women's TV. They've turned this space launch into an episode of The Bleeding View. It's like they've had to turn space into Loose Women.
But here's the funny part, is that most of these people, and I don't even mean to turn this political, but like most of these people would tell you a few years ago, we don't know what a woman is. We can't define it. And now that we're celebrating women again. Isn't that fantastic?
Are we supposed to be celebrating Oprah? What do you mean celebrating women? I don't really understand this. These sorts of... these vague notions. We should be celebrating women. What the hell does that even mean?
No, I'm saying again, because before, for a little while, they couldn't define what a woman was.
Hello today, and I, you know, we've been friends. It'll be 50 years now.
At least somebody in the editing suite's got it sorted, right? She's got a title underneath the name for the video. I can breathe easy. The lower third's got you covered. Woman with the microphone.
Next year. We've been friends since we were 21 and 22. And I have never been more proud of my friend than today. Never been more proud, because this is bigger than just going to space. I mean,
It's bigger. Is it? Why is it? They're just going up, right? Well, they're not actually doing anything other than going up. Now, we could argue about whether or not they even did that. Based on the shoddy looking and presentation that they've given us, it looks kind of dodged, like it's been rendered in a bleeding graphics card. But there we go. I mean, that's a different aside to the fact that there is no sky vacuum space for them to go to. When you say it's bigger than going to space, no, it isn't. They're just going up, if at all.
I think...
Up with respect to a flat plane of reference, I might add. They're going to be measuring Earth flat when they detail how high they get.
For her, who anytime we're on a flight, she's in anybody's lap if there's the slightest bit of turbulence, has like real anxiety flying. And
sounds like the perfect candidate. Where the hell's she going then?
And this is overcoming...
who is she? Who are they even talking about? Anybody know who they're talking about?
Wall of fear, a barrier. It's I think it's going to be cathartic in so many ways for her.
She told us that she was surprised that you told her to do it. Why did you want her to do this?
Because I think life is about continuing to grow into the best of yourself.
Oh, God, somebody shoot me in the face.
And the fullest expression of yourself.
I don't know, but I feel like vomiting. I really do. This is nauseating.
I think I just did a bit in my throat.
Yeah, it's gross.
Serious, man. This is like early morning too. Like, ugh.
And I think that this is one of the most fullest expressions you can possibly have. And I know that I felt deeply that she would regret it. And I didn't want to hear about it for the next 15 years. I wish I had gone, you know, and I said, there's only one time that.
And I said, there's only going to be one time. And she said, and he said, oh, God, this is awful. Please, somebody shoot me in the head. Oh,
bring back Omnivore or something. Like, this is terrible.
That all the women are going up for the first time. You know, there will be other trips, but there's only one first time.
Incredible.
So to be a pioneer is great.
They're not pioneering, Jack. What are you babbling about? You don't think people have gone up high before? What's she talking about? Pioneering?
Did they supposedly do this with monkeys in like the 60s?
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about? You're not doing anything a bleeding domestic dog hasn't already done, love.
What was the last conversation you had with her?
I said, peace be still. Hold the gods on.
Peace be still? That's what you said to her?
What the fuck does that mean?
What does that even mean? Peace be still. What the hell? This is quite a good laugh. It's descending into absurdity.
Maybe she said, please be still.
Maybe.
Unchanging hand. He's got your back. That's it.
-10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh, they got a woman on a countdown. Oh, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy.
You don't feel the girl power, man? Come on.
Nah. I don't know. I do feel that somewhere a man who's been oppressed and been pushed out of his job so that this woman can do it. Man power. We should be appreciating men. Should we not be celebrating the work that men do in the face of them losing their jobs to all these money-grabbing women? I think we should start a extremist man cult. I bet there's already one in existence. I'm saying this like it's ironic, and I bet there is one. Someone's going to say, yeah, that already exists. You can't say that in irony. Actually, they're a protected group.
6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1, ignition.
They could have given it a lick of paint. Could they not? This looks like a proper dog's dinner. I mean, it's like a plasterer hasn't called the painter in. What a mess.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
And the dick is on its way to space. Hooray! Woohoo!
So they put 5 women in a penis-shaped rocket. Okay.
It's not a penis shape, it's a marital aid shaped rocket.
I think there's some important scientific research going on here. They need to know in the future how plastic surgery will react in the weightlessness of space.
Facts.
What did the commentators just say? Keep climbing? I mean, that's a fairly good instruction, I would say. Very worthy of coming over the airwaves. Keep climbing. I mean, in all seriousness, could they not have made it a bit more penis-shaped?
Begin throttle down for Q limiting.
Okay. Who's doing it? Is there a man in the top of this penis-shaped thing, like with a little handle?
Engine response looks good.
I mean, there's no response, right? There's nobody saying, yeah, I've throttled down, I've pulled my little handle, gone to 20%, like in some steam room on the Titanic, you know, like full ahead. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I've pulled it. Throttle it down.
Max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Mach 1, vehicle is supersonic.
Form, feet, and legs.
Supersonic, we have passed through max Q. Maximum dynamic pressure, that's when the vehicle, the stresses between the atmosphere and the speed are at their maximum. So to punch through that is so important. You see the BE3 engines.
So max Q is when they've got the maximum pressure of the atmosphere. What, like the gas in a sphere shaped, oxymoronic sphere shaped air? They've got to punch through that gas, have they? Okay.
Firing beautifully. You see the stream of steam behind it. Those ladies right now are
1 minute,
having
40
an
seconds into flight.
incredible view on their way to space.
No, they're not. No, they're going to stay within the pressurized system that we all inhabit. They're not going to leave it. If they are on this, if they are to take this as read, yeah, that this is true, that there's women in this penis going up to the sky. Okay, I can accept that. Let's just take it as read. They're not leaving the contained system of gas pressure, ever. Because if there was an area that this commentator has called space, above our heads or above this rocket, that gas could fill, then gas would fill it. It's a law of nature. Dispersion of gas. I mean, we might have quite a few shills that come to the show to say gas laws and laws of nature don't apply in this set of circumstances. Yeah, they do. Gas will always fill space, no matter what any shill tells you about laws of nature not applying to Earth. So they're not going to space. There is no space. There is no sky vacuum.
Passing through 80,000 feet.
Off sea level. That'll be a measurement off a flat Earth. So you'll need surface level and sea level to describe this measurement. So we've just proved Earth is flat, while Jeff Bezos stares up a direction not capable of being described on a ball, giving a measurement off a surface level. So, well, it's nice to see Bezos while we're proving flat Earth with his footage.
1,300 miles per hour. You're going to peak at about 2,300.
Also pretty nice that they can still look up at it as the Earth doesn't turn away from it. That's also very nice, convenient.
Interesting lack of Coriolis effect, says Chocolate.
100 miles an hour over Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. Shortly coming up, we'll have MECO, main engine cutoff. We will turn off the engine, but
who's we? Is it the guy that you were communicating with to throttle down? Is it the guy in the top of the penis? Are you going to hear a reply? Yes, go for MECO. I'm gonna turn the engines off now. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. All stop. Yeah. I've moved the lever to all stop. MECO achieved.
The two craft, the capsule and the booster, will continue their ascent to space.
Stand by, MECO.
Who was that? Was that Katy Perry confirming MECO?
And our...
And there you saw.
Was that edited in? Was that a scream from the audience? Was that a necessary scream that we heard as we saw the little flash in the edit? What was that all about? Some little terrified scream. Did you all hear that? Randomly edited in. What's that all about? I want to hear that again. Did anybody else hear that? There's a flash of the rocket on screen, and there's a scream.
And our...
What's that all about? I mean, I get this is breadcrumbs. These are put in here for us to analyse rather than talking about how the sky isn't a vacuum. You know, if we can enter into this and talk about it, there wouldn't be any need for anybody to come along and tell us how laws of nature don't apply and things of that nature.
And there you saw. The main engine is turned off. We're now going to separate the capsule from the booster, and at that point, Kristen, that's when all 6 astronauts are going to start to feel the weightlessness, and shortly thereafter, we're going to let them unbuckle.
And that right there is the most critical milestone of this whole ascent. Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
No, they're not.
Oh my God, the tears.
Yeah, they're not going to a space sky vacuum. There is no such place. They're still within the contained system that we must be under for us to be breathing. They're in that contained system. They haven't left it. They're not going to space. There isn't anything that they're going to punch through.
This lady literally gets paid to cry on television. Like, this lady's been crying on television since I've been a kid.
You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. I could cry. It's so emotional. Who's this guy? Who's he? Why is he there? Guess we'll never know. Some wrinkly old black guy that we don't know who he is. Oh, this is already boring. Oh, God. This is it now. Is that it? Then they come back, right? Is this it? Then they come back?
So supposedly they're at according to this video, they're at 321,000 feet. Okay.
Yes, they come back. Sorry, Chuck.
Oh, you ruined the ending, Eli.
Kate Perry's going to sing Firework in a second.
Any minute now, she'll burst into song. Will she?
Oh, no. When they come back, it's great because the landing is the best part.
We'll just see the middle bit, and then we'll go to the landing. And then we'll all sing Firework like we rehearsed.
This is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago.
Glad I let that play out. This is something that's never been done before, except for a couple of years ago. I love it. This is great.
Truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about to watch.
Truly the stuff of science fiction, eh?
In just seconds.
Drag
Here we
race.
go. Sonic boom.
And with a new light.
There seems to be a lot of smoke. I can't see anything. I mean, it's quite convenient, really. I mean, you wouldn't have to edit anything in the space of the smoke, would you? If it was fake. I mean, I'm not saying it is.
And
wow. How'd you know? It landed perfectly. Oh, that's great.
booster touchdown. Welcome home, New Shepard. Going to be landing north and east of the launch pad, coming down.
Why have them separate? What's the point?
Because you can't land the people like you land the booster. Right? They can't come back on the booster. Only the booster could do that.
I mean, if this is real, right, I'd love to do it. I won't deny that I don't know if it is real, to suggesting that I'd be a little bit jealous of them doing this. But if it is, let's just take it as read that they did actually do what they just showed, right? That is to say, you jump on a rocket that's reliable, it goes up, doesn't explode and kill you, and then you gently float back down on a parachute in a tent. If that is something you could do, would you not do it in a heartbeat?
That'd be the greatest roller coaster ride ever.
Yeah. The thing is, right, I do not think this really happened. Do you want to know why?
I'm right there with you. Like, I don't know why you don't think so, but I don't personally think they put people in any of these rockets.
No, I don't think they put people in any of these rockets, because previously in my studies of this, when I was interested, as opposed to now where it's just space is fake and I don't need to study this, but back when I was interested in looking at NASA doing the same thing, they had scale models of the rockets that they sent up back then. Now, in this case, it looks like they sent up a rendered CGI rocket. It doesn't really matter. But what's the risk if they really did it? Well, the risk is that several greatly beloved celebrities get killed before your very eyes by Bezos. That's the risk, isn't it?
Yep.
I don't think they'd ever do that.
So we have another challenger.
Well,
right?
they do that when they want to pull on the heartstrings. I mean, I'm not going to... I risk my channel by offering my opinion about that particular, let's call it a quote-unquote disaster, yeah? But what I will say is, in my research, what looks like a rocket that's full size, I don't believe is. I think it's a scale model. So, based on that, I doubt they send anybody up anywhere, because if, like with the Challenger, there's an alleged explosion, that kills off Katy Perry, kills off a Kardashian. Nah, I just don't think so. And I don't think that your Jeff Bezos type character would risk that. So I don't think this
I
happens.
don't see why they wouldn't do both. They can have the scale model and they have something they actually shoot off into the air. Like rockets are a thing. I mean, they do exist. You can shoot stuff into the air, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what's on the screen at that particular time is the same rocket that's actually taking off. So they could do a mix of stuff. It's like how they make movies, right?
Yes,
they'll have
exactly.
the scale model, the CGI model, and sometimes you can't tell which is which because they blend it so fluently.
Exactly. There's a mixed bag of stuff going on here, and while I studied performing arts as opposed to cinematography, I did a little bit of media studies, enough to get by and see where there's fakery if I was to sit and study this for hours and hours and hours. But straight off the cuff, it don't feel right. It stinks, in fact. And based on past experience, it is easy and has been easy in the past to fake people with this sort of similar setup. So, Industrial Light and Magic getting involved will be the pushing force behind this charade, which is all it is. It's a show, isn't it? We know why the show is necessary. Space isn't real. So you need to keep conjuring this image of space being real with these sorts of shows, which is all they are.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. The entire launch, I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded, but it looks CGI to me, right? They could have a real rocket that they're shooting out there, but I don't know. Maybe it's because the technology now, we got HD, they got drones all over the place, right? And then, I don't know. The whole thing, especially now, we got AI that creates all this, insane shit. I don't know if I could trust any of this shit. Like, when you see this thing land, watch this. Because I saw this yesterday. I was just like, what? Look at this thing.
I'm going to go a different way. I think it's crap bullshit because of the reactions of the bunch of girls, the people they're doing that, the experience of doing something like that. They'd be so nervous leading up to it. All the human emotion. I've been in some pretty powerful machinery in my life. Very fast motorbike, stuff like that. There's a lot of intense build-up to something like that, and a lot of elation after it, a lot of raw emotion from people. But it's also fake from these so-called astronauts and these amateur people.
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Look, she just gives him a hug and, look at my water bottle.
I'm still proud of you, girls.
Katy Perry gets off. Oh, she just jumps off. Kiss the ground. This is so stupid.
I can't believe it. It's amazing.
At least she tried a little. She tried a little bit.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be stuff that's going to be covered at length by absolutely everybody now, right? These numpties coming out, girl power and all. I think this is probably an appropriate moment.
Yeah, but it's a kind of funny thing because I when I watched this video yesterday, first of all, that's the landing looked insane to me. That it just all that smoke or the dust looked like CGI to me. I don't know if that was for you guys too, but I was just like, oh my God, that looks so fake. Right. But I'm scrolling through the comments, and it's the funny thing is that now even in their own narrative, people are mad at them because of what I pointed out at the beginning. Like, they're calling them astronauts now. So it's like, oh, by calling them astronauts, you're taking away from the people who actually trained to be astronauts. Right? The heroes who actually trained for years and years to go to space, to do this and that and the third, blah, blah, blah. And you're taking away from them by putting these girls in a rock cage, just sending them up and bringing them down, and now you're calling them astronauts. So now they're all fighting amongst themselves because of that, which is hilarious.
Don't steal valor from these other bullshitters. Outrageous.
Exactly.
Right, I'm going to round out the live show for the members. So with that, I'm going to say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow.
Condition. They go through cement, they go through cracks, they go through walls. They are resilient. They are powerful. They are strong. They are everywhere. Flowers are, to me, God's smile, but it's also a reminder of our beautiful earth and the flowers here and God's smile and the beautiful magic that is everywhere, all around us.
Interesting.
Are these people millionaires? Because
yes.
I feel like that if I was a millionaire too.
What are the flowers are growing through the cracks and beautiful?
Well, I wouldn't have many worries, would I? All my bills are paid for.
Yeah, so you have time to talk about flowers and stuff.
I don't know if she has got no worries, right? She's having to do this for a start. She's having to cuck to the nonsense. Right, I don't know whether or not she wants to do this. This is just an acting gig, because I don't believe they've done what they suggested they've done. It already stinks. So this is just a gig to her, right? It's just an acting gig. So you say, are they millionaires? Well, no, well, yes, but this is work. She's working. This is work, isn't it? Would you suspect she wants to do this work? No, it's a penance for mentioning Flat Earth on a live stream. And suddenly the genie that is Neil deGrasse Tyson appeared like a puff of smoke to tell her how wrong she was. And now she's off to space. This is like a penance. Is that the right word? Penance?
Yeah, you don't know.
It's the correct word.
It's the type of thing that's happened before. Because, what's his face? There was a basketball player, I think. Fuck, I can't remember who it was.
Come on.
Kobe Bryant or someone.
Give me a second.
No, not Kobe Bryant.
No, not Kobe. He went on a podcast and he was talking
Chocolate,
about.
that's escaping me too.
He went on a podcast and was talking about the moon landings and how he didn't believe it, or he thought it might have been fake or whatever, right? And immediately afterwards, he had to come out and issue an apology for that. Like, he had to come on. I think he did an interview for the NBA and came on and said, I didn't mean that. My bad. I didn't mean to talk about the moon landings like that. It like he was forced to do it. So yeah, I could see that happening. I could see it
absolutely.
Like, oh, you wanted to bring this up and bring light to it, and now the high priest had to show up. You must pay your penance.
So this is So this is the millionaire's equivalent of community service.
I gotta find out. Yeah,
basically.
Community service. I like that. I gotta find out who the player was because I like just talking out my ass. So give me a sec.
Nah, I know who it is too. I can't believe I can't remember his name. He went with LeBron and won the title. He got the game-winning shot. I know who the frick the player is, and I can't think of his name.
Shall I help? I could help. Is it Jeffrey? Tony?
Not even close.
Ian?
That's a white boy name.
Roger?
Kyrie or Irving?
Kyrie?
Kyrie Irving.
No, Kyrie.
Kyrie? Is it Kyrie?
Kyrie Irving? Was it?
I don't know if that's who.
Let me confirm.
That's who Leo
It was him. Trust me, that's him. Kyrie Irving. He got the game-winning shot to win the title with LeBron in Cleveland. And then he teamed up with Kevin Durant and tried to do the same thing in New Jersey, but they sucked.
Is it Kyrie Irving? Is that right? That who it was, Chocolate?
Kyrie.
Bless
Not
you.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey's a white boy name. Kyrie, Shaquanda, Sequianda.
Shaquanda? You're just making these names
That's a
up now.
black girl name.
Black girl name is it's a guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just giving you both sides. Shaquanda, Kyrie,
Wonder.
Saquon.
What are you bubbling about?
Saquon Barkley, football player for the Giants, now Eagle. Won a Super Bowl as soon as he left New York.
What is Neil babbling about?
Saquon Barkley, another black guy with one of them names.
One of them names, huh?
He left New York and won a Super Bowl with the Eagles last year. He was my man.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up, Neil.
I'd like to add something.
You feel free.
I just want to say I need no introduction. Thank you.
Obviously, he needs no introduction. Thank you so much.
Actually, I wanted to also point out in that all of the little trigger points that I noticed in the videos of them up there was Katy Perry holding a butterfly. So there's like Operation Monarch or MK Ultra there. She had a daisy that she floated around, and that's symbolic. And too, I think they just did all that they could to trigger everybody into debating about it so much that they accept the premise that they're up there in space and not talk about it.
Yeah, talk about exactly that. MK Ultra hints and things like that.
Oh yeah, she looked spacey too. You know, she's just wide-eyed, and that, you know, part of the Monarch program, I think, was it's all just symbolism and everything. And you know, I said yesterday they showed a section, or I saw a video of them basically praising the dildo, and it's like a church service. They were just saying prayers to the rocket. And it was just one big trigger fest for everybody to talk about everything, but the fact that they're up there.
It's that fallacy missing piece. The Osiris story.
Say what?
The phallus, the missing piece, the phallus piece.
Okay.
Osiris, couldn't put them together, missing one piece, the 14th piece, 13 pieces, and the 14th was the rocket, gold rocket they made.
Yeah, and these girls were the concubines. Yeah, so you can go forever on this.
Well, I mean, it's just an idea of 3D printing and all the other bullshit too, right?
Right.
They think it's like technology, but it's just how you're made as a human, how trees are made, everything's all liquid fractioned, 3D printed.
Very interesting. And it's all so that we look at the right hand and don't see what the left hand's doing.
And don't question it. We all accept, you know, you have to suspend disbelief to imagine that they're in that rocket. Good grief, those girls doing 3Gs. Can you imagine any of them pulling 3Gs without having a cardiac? And aren't those supposed to go super
Exactly.
fast to get up there?
Yeah.
What?
Aren't rockets supposed to go a lot faster than 3Gs just to get that high to escape?
17,000 to 24. That's what they're supposed to
So
go,
that's
17,000.
so that's like 22 Gs or something.
It's 22 times the speed of sound. So yeah, 22 Gs.
Yeah, well, they made it without a squeak until Miko.
I don't understand what footage they haven't got yet from just shooting something up and coming back down.
Nathan, FYI, when you started the members only stream, there was a bunch of non-members in there. As soon as you changed the setting, we could still view it, just could not type, just for future reference.
Just for future reference, who couldn't type?
Me as a non-member, I could still watch the members only stream, but I couldn't type in the chat.
Oh, so the live stream still went out to the public?
If we were already in there when you changed the setting while it was still going.
Oh, so in other words, it
Yeah,
goes out to the
because
public.
when I hit it, I wasn't able to see the stream.
Oh, so in other words, you're like, if you happen to be keen enough as a member of the channel, like a subscriber, and you happen to catch where YouTube fiddle with my settings, you can stay and watch the rest of it. You just can't talk. Oh, that's interesting. So you get to stay as a non-member. I see. That's good. I think that's clever.
I tried to tune in to just the regular live show, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see anything. The only thing that was playing live as a premiere was Flat Earth Debate 2253, Uncut and After Show Politics.
Yeah, I intentionally let that out because of my intention to do a members-only stream, knowing that there's all sorts of stuff going on around me that might distract me. And it did. You know,
Okay.
It didn't change anything. I was just unboxing something while Omni took advantage of that and started saying, oh no, there's no law of nature being violated here, it just doesn't apply.
Okay, so I was on in Discord. Well, I'm on Discord now, so I'm not. But I turned on so there was no live show like normal put out today.
No, that was intentional. It was members only.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's a good thing I showed up in Discord. The man who needs no introduction.
It's the guy from yesterday, right? Surf Daddy. I can't actually see. I've only got one screen open, but I think I remember your name.
Yeah. I had my first run-in with Omni yesterday, and I actually ended up in the after show and in the after show. I think it went on for overall several hours. And I had to go off and on. I'm a farmer. I raise sheep. So I had errands to do and I had some driving to do. So basically I spent the day coming off and on the Discords, beating around the bush with Omni.
See, Omnivore is a little snake. He knows what he's doing. He brought Owen right into the conversation because he knows what's going on. Believe me, he keeps up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. He's a paid prick.
All right, not to distract from retarded omnivore and all that, but so yes, it was Kyrie Irving who said that he thought the Earth was flat, right? But the one who said that they didn't believe the Americans landed on the moon was Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry who said that.
Not Stephen Curry chocolate, Steph Curry chocolate. Come on.
Steph Curry. I don't pay attention to the NBA, bro.
What do you mean?
Steph Curry.
I don't even think you're black anymore. I think you're white.
Why? Because I call him Steve Curry.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting from a nerdy white boy. His name is Stephen Curry.
Curry. Can you focus on the point?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to hockey, so
Yeah.
Who's the
Yeah, so
sports
it
guy
was
that
him
said
on a
that
podcast that said that he didn't believe they landed on the moon. And then they had to clear that up. Like he went on the news. They were like, "Come on, Curry, you gotta clean this up, man. What's going on?"
Did a puff of smoke appear and like a little genie NDT just comes out of nowhere? No, you must know that they've been to space.
Not for him, apparently. But he was forced to clean that up real quick. I can send a couple of snippets if you wanna
Yeah, let's have a look.
Give me one sec.
who's the football player or other sports guy that basically said 30% of the people in the locker room are flat earthers or talking about it? I remember seeing that somewhere before.
I think I heard that one too. I couldn't tell you who that was, but I slightly remember that.
Yeah, that was so that he couldn't actually have to commit to it, to whether he believed or not. And he says, "Oh yeah, but there's like half the guys in the locker room. That's all we're talking about."
All right, I posted one with Steve Curry.
Was Steph Curry joking when he said he doesn't believe Americans landed on the moon a half century ago?
We ever been to the moon? Nope. They gonna come get us. I don't think so either. Sorry, I don't want to start a conspiracy. They ain't been on the moon.
You don't think
He's on some Rough and Ready podcast, obviously swearing his head off, right? That was a lot of edits in that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just see if we can break down because it's subtitled. It just went too quick, so let's just go back a couple of seconds. Hold on. It's too quick. We'll try it with audio.
Sorry, I don't want to start a conspiracy. They ain't been on the moon.
You don't think so? The basketball
I got it that time. He basically doesn't think we've been to the moon, and he's asked to confirm. Is a good enough confirmation for me? Okay, cool. Then what?
superstar made the bizarre comments during a
Bizarre?
podcast, and there's big reaction today.
Big consequences, right?
He has yet to comment, but my guess is he's going to weigh on this, whether he was just joking around.
Why? No, he wasn't joking around. Yeah, he's watched videos like ours and realised that there is no sky vacuum to travel through to get to the moon. Therefore, the moon landing's fake. Or he looked at that absolute crock of crap that you had up on screen and went, yeah, this looks like it's fake. Because it does. But I mean, even if he's just looking at stuff and making baseless assertions based on it, we can debunk the area that they've claimed to have gone through to get to this bullshit that was on
especially
stage.
this image right here. Like, where's the camera guy?
Yeah, good job there was one there when they landed, eh?
Around? Steph, come on, you got to clean this one up.
The New York Times says Curry's comments made him the enemy of science teachers everywhere. Former astronaut Scott Kelly.
This man is hanging on a trapeze. Yeah, he's got wires attached to him, and he's hanging in a stage set with no ceiling that's edited in afterwards in post. It's complete bullshit. This man is not in a sky vacuum. He's on a stage. He was just trying to get in, and it wasn't quick enough to let him in.
He tweeted, Steph, so much respect for you, but regarding the moon landing thing...
How dare this man talk about respect, this lying shit.
Let's talk.
Let's talk so you can lie to him about being in a sky vacuum. Disingenuous scumbag. I hope you rot in hell. You're a liar.
Don't you love the part where, because this guy has such a platform, right, and an audience and fans, and he's just saying off the cuff, like on a podcast, that he just doesn't believe it. Now, the mainstream news has to talk to him. The astronauts got to talk. We all got to have a talk. It's literally the same thing as Katy Perry bringing up flat Earth and Neil deGrasse having to talk.
The ludicrous notion that the Apollo landings were fake is
Ludicrous, you say?
Are you muted?
Yeah, Nathan, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Oh, I was on mute. I'm waving my mouse and talking passionately about gas, not filling space, and you can't even hear me. Wonderful.
And I knew that's what you were doing because I saw the mouse waving in the background. So I was like, nah, he's talking right now.
I can summarize it all in a few words. Gas fills space. This is a set.
is an old conspiracy theory. Neil Armstrong and
Not conspiracy theory, it's a law of nature. Gas dispersion, described by the second law of thermodynamics. It's not conspiracy theory.
Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon on...
No, he didn't land on the moon. You can't land on a light after traversing a sky vacuum. Buzz Aldrin's a liar. He knows he's a liar. That's why he tells little kids that sit on his lap that he hasn't been.
July 20th, 1969.
They didn't go anywhere. Buzz Aldrin knows it, like I say. That's why he tells little kids that they didn't really go.
A monumental achievement depicted...
Not an achievement at all. Total bullshit by liars. Caused one of them, Neil Armstrong, to be incredibly depressed and talk about lifting the veil in his last address to the public. You don't talk about things like lifting the veil if you actually achieved something. He didn't. Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, they're just liars.
Did this year in the movie First Man. NASA is now inviting Steph Curry to visit the Johnson...
Why? Why would you... You're right, Chocolate. Why would you need to invite a man to talk about it? If it's just fact, you don't need to even address people who are so stupid as to deny something that's obvious and factual. But if it isn't, and it's a massive lie that some of you basketball players are exposing, then yeah, you definitely need to have a word quick sharp, don't you?
Quick sharp, yep.
Cool. I don't think that's it, isn't it?
Houston, where he can see with his own eyes the moon.
So that's what... He can prove that there's a sky vacuum by looking at rocks. Oh, yeah, these are definitely unlike any other rock I've ever seen.
With his own eyes.
He can see the rocks, can he? Oh, my God.
You don't understand, man. They said it. He became the enemy of scientists everywhere.
Moon rocks collected by the 6 missions that landed Americans on the lunar surface.
No, it didn't. They are liars. This is a set. This is a backdrop. This was filmed on Earth with stage lighting. Because you can't have an area that the gas within the suit isn't filling and then look back on an Earth with high-pressure gas. It's a violation of natural law. One that shills will come to this very show to tell us isn't the case. It's not applicable, apparently, when you've got a ball belief that needs defending.
One giant leap for mankind.
Inside Edition, where we poison your mind on behalf of the government. It's like an episode of RoboCop now living in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the OCP commercials.
This is Newsbeat. You give me a minute, I'll give you the world.
I'll buy that for $1. I love RoboCop.
Yeah. Me too. Paul Verhoeven's best movie.
I know I do like Starship Troopers.
I like Starship Troopers too, but RoboCop's better. I like what's the other one?
Did
Total
he
Recall.
do Starship Troopers?
Total Recall's
Was
awesome
it the same
too.
guy? Sorry, that was Paul Verhoeven. That was the same guy.
Yeah, didn't you know that?
Nah. Well, I wasn't the biggest fan of Starship Troopers. It was just like kind of. all over the place for me. I don't know.
It's taking the piss out of propaganda movies, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I don't know. It could be different today if I watch it, but yeah. But yeah, RoboCop, that was my shit.
I like it.
Clarence Bodiger.
Yeah, it's parodying Jesus. So the character, RoboCop character, is killed, is resurrected, and walks on water at the end of the movie. Just before Clarence Bodiger stabs him, he walks on water.
Yeah, when he's walking through that to go kill Clarence Bodiger.
Yep. Walks on water after being resurrected and killed in a crucifixion pose. And he's shot through the wrists.
It's an interesting link you got there.
I'm just stating facts. Fact, he was killed. Fact, he's resurrected. Fact, he walks on water. You're telling me you never saw that connection? I'm surprised.
No, man. I've never seen the connection between RoboCop and Jesus.
But he's literally brought back from the dead. He's literally brought back from the dead. I can't believe you never saw that connection.
No, I really can't say I have, man.
Fair enough. I thought that was really obvious.
I mean, now that you mentioned
Jesus connection.
Yeah.
Nathan, do you have any updates on book release?
No, it's taken an eternity and it's becoming a bit stressful. I've somehow become a part-time microphone salesman to bolster the lack of revenue from me not doing extra additional videos when I'm doing book work, and it's taking a long time. But Adam has actually literally been working on it today. I was reading the messages in. Is it called book review? What do we call that Skype room, Neil? Is it book review? Speak of the devil. Adam.
Afternoon, guys.
Hello. I was just being asked when the book's coming along, and I was just literally in the process of saying Adam's actually just been telling us that he's been doing a bit of work on it today, which is lovely to hear. I saw your message in the book review Skype thingy.
Yeah, I went through it last night actually, just to try and pull back together what we accidentally lost, as it were. So
they don't know that. I'm still recording. Let me just fill the audience in. Sorry to cut you off immediately. So yesterday, while we were doing editing, we did a whole bunch of work, couple of hours, maybe more, and then Flatsy, who was the one actually typing, doing the stenography, I think is the correct word, had a power cut and she hadn't saved it, so it just went. We lost it all, and then we were like, "Oh right." Adam had to then go back through it, and that's what he's talking about. Carry on. Sorry, Adam. Just wanted to bring people up to speed.
Perfect, more eloquent summary than mine. So I've done that. Huey said, "Well, you've missed this bit because we had a couple of nice words we liked." And I didn't try to do that. I've just tried to get the main points down. So, like I said, 20 minutes, and I think we'll be back where we were on that as well. So that's kind of what I was ringing for. What are we doing? Are we up to or tonight or tomorrow?
I don't think so. QE said no. He's out shooting, right? Unless we can get Flatsy, and then we could do a bit of work before QE's. If QE's not around, because he's not even doing it. What day is it? Is it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh, we might be doing something then. He did not say no to Wednesday, did he?
Well, I know of.
I mean,
that's what I was ringing for. Because I've got deliveries to do, and I want to get back and catch up with you guys. So I was just seeing if you were about. So.
Are you doing the deliveries now then?
Yeah.
Were you doing them anyway?
No.
What was your man driving? You said you hadn't got a van.
No, I'm doing them in my car now.
No. What was he doing them in? What was he doing them in prior?
What did we last have? The one that just blew up was a Vauxhall Corsa van.
Oh, I see. So it was just getting done with a van that stopped, and then okay, I got you.
You have to have insurance for it all and stuff. I can do it on my way home in my car, me. I couldn't let other people do it. I mean, I can do it as part of my business as one of the directors, but not just give somebody my car. You have to have a special thing. And
fair enough.
Pain in the arse.
That sounds it.
Yeah.
Have you thought about using any QR code? Sorry.
Again.
Have you thought about using any QR codes or links that will take you from the book to like videos or illustrations or something like that?
Yes, there will be in the ebook. Yes, there'll be hyperlinks in various different parts.
Just the ebook, though.
Yeah, I mean, that is one way of. I see what you're saying. If somebody bought a printed copy of it, would it be worth putting a QR code at some point in case there is something that's worthy of scanning to find a video? Maybe. That's certainly not something we'd consider, but I'll certainly mention it when it gets to that stage with the publisher. Because that's not been worked out yet, how the logistics of the different versions will be done, but that's why I've got a publisher, so he can worry about it, not me. But yeah, I will mention that, because that is a good idea. Right, I'll see if I can get hold of him then. QE, that is. Just send him a quick message saying, are you about to do the book today? And then I'll toddle along and check it later. You about to do the book today? There we go. There we go. I've asked him. We'll see if he gets back in touch. I'll leave this hangout open, so even if I round out the Uncut and After show. Oh, bloody Skype. You'd think they'd improve something with Skype. That's what.
Isn't Skype done?
Nah, they're going to improve it.
Well, I guess I'll hold my breath.
Yeah, Skype will be here forever. Alrighty, I've asked Flatsy, I've asked QE. Adam's obviously potentially around. This might be the appropriate moment to round out the after show. Unless anybody else has got anything they wanted to add, particularly pressing. No? With that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, joining in the members only live stream, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.